Savannah, thank you. Where are you, Savannah? Don't see you, but thank you for the reminder.
Hi, I'm over here. You're welcome.
Thank you. See, it takes a village, Savannah. Okay, Cambalacheras, they're still, I don't think they're connected yet. Aaron, ¿estás por ahí? Aaron. Hola, soy una de las traductoras, pero creo que aún no nos asignan como traductoras. No, pues sí, Rosa. Doña Rosa. Señora Rosa, ¿estás por ahí? ¿Está por ahí?
Sí, sí. Lo que pasa es que para que no nos escuchen, o sea, la gente pueda tener la opción de escuchar en inglés o en español, nos tienen que asignar como traductoras para que no, para poder hacer simultáneo, si no va a ser continua, o no sé cómo es la dinámica que están pensando.
Ah, no, pues cuando hablen ustedes pueden traducir y ya.
Ah, ok, continua entonces, no
Sí,
simultáneo.
sí, sí. Solo ¿estás conectadas con ellas? ¿Están en contacto con ellas para comenzar?
No estoy con ellas ahorita.
Ah, ok, es que estoy viendo que tienen el video en la cámara, pero no escucho el audio. No se escucha.
A ver, ahorita a ver si...
Y Fernanda está también por acá. Hola, Fernanda, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes a todas, a todos. Un saludo por allá y aquí
Hola.
estamos pendientes.
Ok, ¿tú estás en contacto con Aaron para decirle que por favor ya estamos listas? Que no se escucha.
Dicen que están conectadas, es lo que le pregunto a Elena, pero...
Ah, pero el audio no funciona porque no se escucha.
Ok, les comento.
Sí, gracias. Okay, everybody, so why don't we, while we wait, what's going on? How, for those of you that are here in Ontario, oh my God. Thank you, universe, for the sun and the good weather. Estamos viendo el audio. Okay, so they're working on the audio. Entonces, ok, Rosa y Fernanda, mientras miran lo del audio. Ok. So maybe, ¿sabes lo que voy a hacer, Rosa y Fernanda? Voy a comenzar a introducir a todos los que van a participar para ir adelantando, quizás. ¿Ya? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start introducing them while they work with the...
¿Sí me escuchan?
Sí, hola.
Gracias.
¿Ya se puede escuchar? Sí, qué bueno. ¿Ya? Ok. So, lo que voy a comenzar a hacer entonces, voy a comenzar a introducir en el orden que me mandó Aaron a los que van a estar por allá para comenzar. ¿Les parece?
No. Porfa.
¿Sí?
Clelia, no.
¿No? Hi, Aaron.
No. Hola. Es que yo no voy a presentar porque como habíamos hablado, tú me dices que no. Y luego, somos 4 personas como quienes van a hablar, pero quedamos en que you had told me that the translation would be simultaneous.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Yeah, whatever works. Lo que funcione para ustedes.
¿En Zoom?
Sí,
Solo que para que sea simultánea la traducción nos tienen que asignar como traductoras, porque si no, no se puede.
Oh, es que yo no tengo esa opción en Zoom.
Ah, ya, entonces tendríamos que ver de hacerlo de otra manera, porque
Sí.
así no se va a poder simultáneo.
Sí.
Pero, ¿cómo ella va a hablar? Aquí nosotros hablamos a Rosa.
Rosa se ella traduce acá.
Ok.
Así.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to turn off our sound and we're going to talk on the phone to Rosa.
Okay.
And Rosa, si está bien contigo, you will talk in Zoom.
Va, perfecto, sí.
So, Aaron, de todas las biografías que me mandaste, ¿todos van a presentar?
No.
¿No? Ok. Tengo entonces...
varias personas enfermas y otros miembros que no sabemos dentro de la convocatoria.
Ok, entonces lo que podemos hacer, Erin, es que cada persona cuando empiece a hablar se pueden presentar y compartir lo que cada una o cada uno desee, ¿sí?
Así lo tenemos planeado.
Ok, muy bien, perfecto. Ok, so vamos a comenzar entonces. Ok, so everyone, I think we're ready to get this encounter started. So I want to welcome, quiero darle las bienvenidas a este colectivo que he estado siguiendo ya por algún tiempo a través por el trabajo que Erin Araujo hace allá en Chiapas con este colectivo y como este es un círculo y es un espacio que es creado por mujeres indígenas con el objetivo de que puedan compartir su conocimiento con nosotros. Les ofrezco de todo corazón una gratitud y solidaridad central de parte mía, de parte de mis ancestros. Estamos en conexión a través del trabajo que hacemos con la tierra. Y bueno, lo que voy a hacer entonces es que le voy a dar la palabra primeramente a Erin para que ella nada más se presente y diga brevemente nada más el trabajo que ella hace con Cambalacheras. ¿Estás por ahí, Erin? No sé qué pasó. Ok, bueno, pues entonces quien quiera comenzar, so whoever wants to start, por favor, adelante. Y gracias y bienvenida.
Gracias. Hola, ¿me escuchan?
Sí.
Bueno, entonces vas a hablar ahorita. Sí.
Good afternoon to everybody. From where you are listening us or seeing us, we want to share with you this afternoon a little bit about the work we are doing. I am Lupita, and I am part of the Cambalache, starting from January last year. That was 2019. Can you hear me correctly? Hi, can you hear me? Sí. Sí, yo sí te escucho, Lupita, nada más que tengo que apagar el audio para que no me escuches mi traducción. Yes. Ok. Sí, ya, dale. Sí, te estaba traduciendo ya. Sigue, sí. So my name is Lupita. I am part of the Cambalache. Last year I started being part of the Cambalache, even though some time ago I have been meeting and knowing and learning from all the job that they are doing here in El Cambalache. I am from southeast part of Chiapas. And I also have experience with other collective work. I have worked with all the things about our ecology, also with networks that are doing collective work like commerce networks that sustainable commerce that is just and not exploitive. But this afternoon we want to share with you a little bit about what we are doing here in El Cambalache. And most of all, it is against capitalism, these capitalistic economies. For us in the Cambalache, capitalism is one of the ways of life that comes and breaks and that fractures the majority of the problems that we have nowadays or that our communities live. The region, the indigenous regions and the peasant regions in a local level and in a national level and also international level, the interests of capitalism are affecting everybody. And precisely what we want to say is that in the context, the family context where we work, where we come from, it has also been in a lot of regions and municipalities. And of course, this has also been affecting us in internationally because everything, all the interests of the capital, the capitalism that is, they take us to death and destruction and they fracture the customs, the ancestral customs and the traditions. It's the loss of our native seeds of all of our regions that has an ancestral sense and that has a sense of love and of faith and of solidarity. And it is also our the survivance of our original peoples, because for us, the corn is the vital strength of our everyday life. So that is why we also want to say to you that the capitalist interests come to break all of this. They come to break all of these traditions and way of lives that are ancestral. And it also comes and puts in projects that make us destroy all of our nature, or they destroy all of the nature. They dispossess all of the lands, and they make all of traditions also go away, and they dispossess and displace us from our territories just because of the interest of the capitalism. So that is what we want to say to you, that we are also under this way of life, that we do not agree with it, because it is breaking with all of nature and our connection with nature as human beings. And how I said before, it also breaks with the biodiversity. It breaks with all of this customs that the communities have. And that is why the participation of the transnationals projects, they come in and have presence in these municipalities because they want to get the land. They want to take away the land, the resources, the water. They want to dispossess us of our lands. And we are in that resistance because it is our life, because it is our health, because it is also our survival. And for us, it is important to take care of Mother Nature. In many communities, we say that the Mother Earth is the mother that is giving us protection and life to keep on constructing networks and keep on making ways of survival and rescuing all of these ancestral practices. Also, we want to say that the political parties of our municipality and of our communities of the state of Chiapas and also of our country, Mexico, is working. So little by little, all of this that I have told you is coming inside of our countries and our communities. What they are looking for is all of this power of manipulation and also to control. So these political parties and powers are also being a part of these transnationals and this capitalistic system entering our lives. So in our communities, we are also trying to recover all of the native seeds of our region. We are also making collective jobs, work For example, I work in Cambalache, that's a collective that means mutual support. It is in Celtal, in the original language of from here. It is a project where we do a job with the peasants that and in the communities where we are doing a collective that is that we're having these practices of recovering the native seeds. We also recovering our territories, the defense of water. Also, we also do all of this work in the collective, and also search for a price that is for the coffee and what we and the products that we have in a just price. So alongside with that, we also do all of this work of agroecology. It is a very broad theme of agroecology because this also takes us to continue resisting as a seed that is a native seed, like that seed that we are rescuing and that we are planting that seed. We are also sharing it with others. It makes that this work of agroecology, we have the clarity and the conscience to keep on working. For us, agroecology is working with love, is working with patience, is working with interest and faith that we are going to plant a seed and that we're going to see that seed grow, because from the moment that we plant that seed, we are also going to take care of it until it gives fruit. Agroecology is also seeing this from the family point of view, because it makes us get together, unite, and also that we start being in solidarity with ourselves and with the seed, so we have a good fruit. So for us, the seed is also, it's not only agroecology, it's also community. Agroecology is being connected, is being in equilibrium with Mother Nature, with the cosmos, with the human being, because we are part of nature. To rescuing our culture, rescuing our traditions, makes us focus in taking care of our health, of our spiritual part, of our physical body, our psychological part. Also, agroecology makes us take care and defend our territories, our lands, our soil. And that also makes us take care of animals and the environment. It makes us reflect and work strongly to rescue and continue producing our native seeds as beans, corn, and the native vegetables of the region. Sorry, I am reading right now because I got very excited, so I got a little bit confused, but this is also part of this interview. Sorry. So all of this subject of this about agroecology is also taking care of the seeds, and also in other municipalities and in other zones and regions, they're also taking care of Mother Nature, and they're also rescuing those seeds that each one of us have. We are like this other part that the compañeros, the autonomous compañeros and compañeros talk to us about, because we are also looking and searching for that autonomy, that life that is self-sufficient, that we don't need or we don't want to depend on the genetic seeds, transmodified seeds. We don't want to use those packages that have chemicals, that have different venoms that go into Mother Nature. So that is why we are in the resistance, and we are searching for autonomy of our fooding and of our own health. and everything that we also want to dream, that we also dream about, and we dream about this autonomy, this independence of all of this capitalistic system that each day is making us more dependent and trying to cooptate us. So that is why we want to invite you to organize amongst yourselves, that with a conscience of what we want to be in this place, where from the place we're in, trying to organize ourselves, getting together with our friends, with the people that are around us, our family, our neighbors, and little by little starting to make that seed of organization and of struggle to flower and give fruit, because we all have the capacity to be able to make this search and make these networks, and strengthening ourselves and learning and sharing our knowledges and our ways of living that take us to grow as organized people, where we're going to defend everything that we shared, our food sovereignty, our health, our land, because capitalism every day wants to take all of this, and that is why we are struggling against this, because it comes to break with all of this that I have already told you. I am being a little bit repetitive here, because here we live this every day, this struggle we live every day, because capitalism is introducing more and more in this capitalism in our lives, and with the corruption in the political parties and the political powers are also being a part of this, and the communities, because we are working people that are struggling. Sometimes they believe in those political parties as well, but on the contrary, instead of helping, they are in alliance with capitalism, and we do not agree with this, of course. So just to finish up here, I would like to say that each compañera that in the Cambalache that's going to expose, we're going to give each other 1 minute, and at the end, when we all expose, then we're going to take a little time, like 15 minutes. So then when we come back, we have some questions and comments, and also invite you to share with us. So thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Lupita.
Sí. Sí, aquí.
So they're just getting ready and just organized. And now we're going to hear from the rest of the group, from each participant. There's about 3 or 4. And after that, they're going to take some questions. So just bear with us.
Hola, hi, good afternoon. My name is Josefa Vázquez. I am original from Venustiano Carranza, Chiapas. I am indigenous, Tzotzil. What I want to talk to you about is about the story of Cambalache, how we started as Cambalache. We initially started with an idea of a compañera. She told another compañera, and from that idea, they started to like this idea, and they start to make callings. They start calling for women, that we have a little bit of time. And at first, it was women that had worked before or were involved with organizational labors here in San Cristobal de las Casas. The the some women didn't stay because they had a lot of job, but they put in a lot of ideas that are still part of Cambalache, of this group that is still here with us. Compañeras made a lot of callings. I arrived in the third calling. We were at the end of that calling, we ended up six people, and we started to organize ourselves amongst ourselves, doing exchange between ourselves, forming ourselves. 9 months it took us to talk amongst ourselves, to see what we wanted to do, to have certain information. We had the original idea was different, but in these 9 months the idea started transforming, and it came to what Cambalache is right now, with all of our voices and all of our ideas. This transformed, so we started asking ourselves, what do we want as a project? We are very diverse among ourselves. We have always been like this from the beginning, and this has been fundamental in this group. We consider it this way because one has different stories, different ways of seeing life, and in this way, this has been what has nourished this group. With the idea, we all started saying, what do we want? What value do we want to give to things? What other ways could we do this? So right now, Cambalache, it is only exchange of knowledges, of things, mutual support, a lot of things that on those 9 months we gave form. So this, what Cambalache is right now, has to do with those 9 months of thinking. And when we opened up to the public and making the community around Cambalache part to making these exchange, we had a great acceptance here from the neighborhood we're in, of San Cristobal as well. A lot of people from all other neighborhoods come also here to Cambalache, and also people from outside that comes passing by San Cristobal and coming from other parts of the world that come here to San Cristobal. They visit us as well when they see that there is this project, and they come and get to know the space. So this has been growing and growing through the years. We have 6 years that now they're working as Cambalache, different compañeras, because of different circumstances of health and work. Some of them came out of the project, left the project, but other callings were made, and other women have arrived and started forming part of Cambalache. As also people from other countries, like we have a compañera from Venezuela, we have a compañera from Chile, we have a compañero from Cuba. So that is also what is making the project very diverse and bringing in ideas. The people that come in, what do you want? What do you want to put in the project? So the project continues enriching and nourishing itself. We didn't start like, this is going to become Cambalache and that's it. No, we are open to the transformation and the change that have to do with the people that are part of the project. What do we want to share? So we have been modifying ourselves, and we have done things in a certain way, but with people coming in, what we are flexible, and the movement that we have as a collective is being put into what Cambalache is. So we don't want this project to be rigid, and with the ideas of each one of us, new ideas and new opportunities of what we want to do come into the project. So we work from our houses. We do exchange with plans to share and see in real life and in materially what we want to do. In this image that I put over here is how we started to go working to form a space. A compañera wanted a garden of medicinal plants, so we made that medicinal plants garden. The other compañera wanted other kinds of hortaliza and vegetable gardens, so we made her the gardens. So each one of us was sharing and saying, I want to do this in my house, I want to do this. And this is how we started, and we started preparing amongst ourselves how to open up Cambalache. So 2 times a week We came together to talk about theory, but also practice. That is what enriches the experience even more. If I want to put something in, is from this place, by doing it, by practicing, not only thinking about it. And that is how we started strengthening mm, ourselves. And we kept on working, and we did a lot of things amongst ourselves. And now with the people that come here into Cambalache and want to exchange, it is very satisfying for us, because the women that have very little possibilities of having money, they can access to services and things that we all want and that we all need. This is not only for us, but also it's for our family and our children, and for our husband as well. If there's a clothes that can work or be useful to his husband or the children, the women are the one that are preoccupied by the family, and we don't have the money, so we have to be creative to see how can we get these resources for ourselves and our families. So in these images we can see the work. It is not only the ones that were forming part of Cambalache, but other women that were participating. But because of their times, they couldn't continue being part of the project, but their work is still there here with us. The work of Cambalache is not only of the ones that we are here behind cameras, it's also of the whole community. It is a participatory work that has given life to this project. So what we want to say is that if there is a project that it wants to be done, is not being impatient. Maybe if in a calling only one person or two person come, then okay, this doesn't work. No, on the contrary, if it doesn't work with one calling, you do another calling and you keep on persisting. If one continue in the project, then two, then three, you keep on going. And this is how our collective has grown as well. We are now 7 compañeras that are actively forming part of Cambalache, being the generators of Cambalache. And then we have the whole community of Cambalache that is very, very broad, but there's a lot of people that are interested in participating. So because they don't have time and can't participate, but they still more actively, but they exchange with us or amongst themselves without us as intermediary. So people start doing their thing, their ways of exchanging, maybe in their own way as well. Maybe they can't come to Cambalache, but they see, okay, let's see us in this place, and they start doing their own exchanges in an independent way. Here in the pandemics, what has been more to exchange is services and food. I can't pay maybe an electrician or a mechanic, so people do those exchanges for services and for food and other things, and this project has given that possibility, for the community as well to be a part of that. And here in this territory, this is ancestral. It's not something new. It's something that has happened a lot of years ago. But we want to put these practices again in the center. We do not need money to have a service, to obtain something that we need. We can do it through exchange, like our ancestors did. So this is what Cambalache is based on exchanges that are moneyless exchanges. The space had been closed a while, but people needed the space to come here and see and share. People have had a lot of interest. Most of not right now in this situation of pandemics, there's not a lot of money. So we have to look for and seek these other ways of exchanging and making communities, so we can go through this crisis. So thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Chepis.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Elena. I am Cambalache for more than 3 years now. It is a pleasure sharing here with my compañeras this space. And also thank you so much for inviting us to participate here. And thank you also for the translation. Thank you also to all of the compañeras that, as Chepe said, have left a seed in this project. And that thanks to that, it's a seed that has made roots and is very, very strong today, and that has given a lot of fruits. A lot of it has grown a lot, and there's a lot of fruits that have come from those seeds. So I would like to say that how I arrived here to Cambalache to start, and then talk a little bit more about the exchanges that Chepe was talking about, and to maybe deepen a little bit more in this. I arrived here first because somebody recommended the space, like mouth to mouth. You go finding these projects. So I was here in some years ago in San Cristobal. I arrived where I come from. That is the state of Coahuila. That's north of Mexico. That is a state that is very affected by, because it's in the border with the United States. So that has marked a lot. Those territories being in the border with the United States. So that has influenced in our way of seeing the world and of sharing or not sharing, and the way of consumption as well. So when I arrived to San Cristobal de las Casas, I heard about Cambalache, and I wanted to come and know the space, and I was very fascinated. A compañera received me that she also always had a big smile. She's called Sarai. She was one of the founders of Cambalache as well. And her happiness and her energy I thanked it a lot. When you arrive to a place and somebody that greets you with those energies is very beautiful. So she came with, I was with another friend, and she talked to us about Cambalache. So I started exchanging things here in Cambalache, and I was very surprised that everything had the same value. I didn't know what that consisted, the idea that everything had the same value. That way of chip that we have, that who puts the price to things, what has more value in this world. Maybe what has more value, a telephone or a notebook, or a car or food. So that is a construction, putting value on things. And I never questioned that. I never reflected upon this. But now when I came here in exchange and I came to the situation where everything had the same value, I started questioning myself. And from that part, that was this little seed. I only came here to know the place and to exchange some things, but that was like a little seed that got in me. And then compañeras Erin and Chepis, as Chepi said, they made various callings. So, but then that was when the project started. But then the callings continued, because when two compañeras were left alone, it was very difficult to open the doors every day. Life has a lot of life. The space has a lot of life, and we open 3 times a week in different times. And it's open for the community, the neighborhood, and other neighborhoods. So it is very important to have the doors open, because that is what gives life to Cambalache, and people want to come here to know the space and also want to make exchanges, and principally people that don't have access to money, or that have very few access to money. And as Chepi said, many women are the one that come here, that are the ones that have to resolve everyday life, the clothes, their daughters, their sons, etc. So Belgis, a compañera of Cambalache, told us in the group, a woman came here and she was so happy because she took the uniform for all of their daughters and sons, and she was so happy. And all of the satisfaction, and Belkis felt this satisfaction. We also feel this satisfaction, because some people don't need some things and other people do need those things. So somebody didn't need those uniforms anymore, and she needed them, and she could take it. And that was a way of of covering their necessities. And coming back, not to not lose myself a lot, most, I'm going to keep on telling the story of how I arrived. So those callings came, an open calling. It didn't have any requirement, just the wish of coming and sharing, and to see a documentary that I imagine that you have already seen the documentary of the Cambalache. It's a very beautiful documentary. I saw the documentary and I was even more in love with the project, with the persons that were there, and I started to come and give the only thing I had in that moment, that are time. I had time, so I could come and come to Cambalache and share, because I didn't have a lot of things to share in terms of materiality, but I did have time. So I said, well, if they're inviting me and I like the project, well, then I'm going to participate in the ways that I can. So I started coming here to the project, and I started opening one day a week, and also to give workshops. I gave some chess workshops with children, so you don't have to only share things, you also can share knowledge. So that is what I wanted to share as well, the different kinds and types of exchange that we have here in Cambalache. One of the exchange that there are three modalities of exchange of knowledge. The exchange of knowledge is what you can see in these photographies here, that are someone has certain knowledge or ability, and they come and share it with the community. We make an invitation, a flyer, announcement, and we share that with our groups and our networks, and also here in the chalkboard of the Cambalache that's outside of the space, and we invite people to the workshops. So the workshops are workshops that people also come and say, I want to share this. It's not we, the Cambalacheras, that give all the workshops. Maybe somebody comes here and says, I like the guitar and I know how to play it, so I would like to share that knowledge. So people come to the workshops, sometimes children, adults, a variety of people that are interested in that ability. So the workshops comes about, and the exchange in that case, the people that gives their knowledge is the one that says, no, I need maybe right now food, or maybe I need clothes, because, or I need, maybe you have here in this space these things. We have a space, we have like of transit, that we have a lot of things, that we have clothing, we have shoes, we have electric artifacts, we have also repairings. So the people that give the workshop says like what they need, or what they need, and that is what they are getting in exchange for the ability or the workshop. So that is the workshop's exchange of knowledge. So you can see in the images, we have this in some of them were in pandemics, and others were before. And we are here elaborating in some ecological women clothing, and also repairing. Some are repairing electrical appliances, or repairing different kind of things. So these are the types of exchange, knowledges and abilities. Then this is the first exchange. Then we have an exchange of things. That is, you can exchange whatever things you want. And we have here in Cambalache a transit place where people come and leave their things, and also come and take those things and tame things. So there's toys, there are books, there's clothing, there is shoes. There are many things here in the space. We are also wanting to construct a library, that we would like to have like this library that is only for consulting the books, that come here and read wherever they need. And these books have also been donated to the space of Cambalache in many of the cases. Another ways of exchange, that would be the third, is when people come and leave and don't take anything. They just come and leave some things, and they don't need nothing in exchange, so they just donate. Another thing that we promote is our networks. We work with different collectives, co-ops, networks of mutual support. We have Chiapas, as I said, in this context, it is especially San Cristobal de las Casas is a place I've been very struck by inundations and different natural disasters. So there's a lot of things that affect the population, the displacements, the political prisoners, and all of these situations is something that we also want to offer the space to share and to support all of these circumstances. So we promote community feedings here in Pandemia because it is very necessary to share food. Who can't, who doesn't have food, maybe can eat from people from this collection of food that other people do have and can share. So a lot of people lost a lot of things, and not only in pandemic, because we also have floodings, so that made people lose more things. So here we made like a call, like the calling for people to give things, no, for people who lost. So I just wanted to say something about the dynamics of Cambalache to finish this. We also have three modalities. Is the modality of giving and giving. I need, and I want. So maybe this is not what you go there and you don't find what you want, so you just put it in like in a paper. You say, well, I need this. Or we have WhatsApp groups. We have 2 WhatsApp groups because they're very large. So you put in those groups, I need this. So here you just write down what you need, and maybe somebody answers or has what you need, and then you directly go in communication with that person and say, okay, I need this, and people say, okay, well, I can give you this in exchange, or maybe people say, I have this to exchange. So they get in contact and agree on these exchanges. It is different from this other way. That is the space of Cambalache that you see here in the picture. People come and take, and they can bring their time, they can bring something else, and everything is worth the same. There's not difference. They can take whatever they need and only leave whatever they don't need, and that is in good state. And the other thing is just the wish to share. Maybe they come and leave something and don't take anything else. So these are the 3 ways: you give and you take. The other thing is you need, and you put it out there, and then you agree with the person what you want to exchange. And the other one is just people that come and give and don't take anything. So this is in general the 3 ways of exchange. And here there is some ways that we have like some agreements of how to participate in the WhatsApp groups and also in the space. We have arrived to agreements and consensus of how do we want this space to work, agreeing to the way of seeing and the way of seeing the exchange without money, that has to do with respect, with making community, and that's in general. So thank you very much for listening, and we're gonna take a minute and then continue.
Gracias, Elena.
Okay, I'm gonna translate for all you beautiful people. So here we go. Let me know if you can hear me, please.
Sí, sí, te escuchamos, we listen, yes.
Okay, thanks. ¿Lista? May. Sí, sale, vale.
Sale, vale.
Listo. Hello, my name is Mayra. I am a Cambalachera since February 2019. I arrived to the Cambalache thanks to Elena because we worked together some years ago in a popular education project here in San Cristobal de las Casas. And she invited me to a workshop that Cambalache was doing about non-money economy. And I was very interested in understanding how it worked and how the women were relating to each other, which really moved me, and to see what they were proposing. I started to get involved more and more with the project until now. And what I want to tell you about, it's how we did these workshops. And after the pandemic, we had to restructure and see how we were going to work. Something I really liked about Cambalache is how we understood each other and how we talked about our feelings, which I think is fundamental. And within that, due to care issues, we decided to close the space for a little bit to take care of our health and the health of our neighborhood and the community that we were within. So we planned a workshop with format presence, but we had to cancel. But that's where a lot of questioning began about how to continue with the project and how to keep paying for the rent of the space. That's when one of our compañeras proposed to do an online workshop, which for us was a very new format. And it was a very new platform for most of us. And that's how we turn around this way of working together and to keep doing what we were doing. And the style of Cambalacheras, we began doing it or creating it by in the action, and we began developing this new form of having workshops and how to use the platforms with the limitations of being far away. So first we began defining our material, how we were going to show the project, given that people were not arriving to the actual space, how we could give a tour on the space, and a lot of our compañeras started to do editing and subtitling of video, which was a lot of learning. And so you see these images in the presentation. We had to change that format completely to a digital format. And these tools that I'm talking about generating material and editing video, were things that allowed us to present the project virtually to other people who were far away, and to show our relationships, what keeps us within the project. And one of the bases of how we work for me is that we respect each other. We don't have hierarchies. We do it with love. And I feel like this is the basis of our project. For me, these are very strong bases, foundations. That's what my compañera was sharing, which has been in this project for a long time, and this is what keeps me too. and we began systematizing information we had. Chula, estás tapando el micrófono. Perdón. Began constructing our lines on who we are, where are we going, what do we do, where are we going to. There are images of the online workshop and this thing about having a camera in front of us to begin understanding. Sorry, she was on the mic. The difference with a in-person workshop, because the participants can be really present, look at the things around them, touch the things around them, get what they need. So taking it to virtual world had a lot of limitations. So we had to begin thinking about very dynamic ways of transmitting things. So we did videos, we did puppetry, and we began with an intensive way of giving workshops during a month, and then we tried 2 weeks. Now we are trying other ways that are better for all of us, in the sense that the digital platforms can be very tiring. You can be Monday through Friday sitting in front of a computer. So we are looking at other ways of giving workshops. And the proposal, besides showing it in these workshops, is sharing it through other experiences and perspectives from what each of us has been working on. In my case, the topic of consumption from the textile topic is what I give, and other people contribute with their own themes. The work on translation, which they're working with us from the distance, allows us for other people in other places to know our project, and we also can get to know other projects abroad. This has been how we can keep constructing networks and get to forms that are non-capitalist and horizontal, ways that we want to take care of from respect, from love, and as a dynamic in our space. Like we were commenting before, because of the pandemic, we had to modify the way we were working together as Cambalacheras and as community, and we began limiting the entries to the space. Only a certain amount of people could be inside the space, or for the workshops, they had limited space or number of people. Using covering our mouths, and we've been adapting to these new times, but at the same time, we don't leave behind our dreams. We are only walking, maybe we're only walking slower, or other of our compañeros can be here because they're sick, and we understand that. And we are getting used to this new situation and to a new rhythm that it's way different from what the capitalist system imposes on us, which is a very fast pace. The listening to each other, the time, And also another thing I want to share is that we're planning an online workshop from the 16th to 19th of June to July, to 19th of July. And after that, we're gonna go back to an in-person workshop in August for a week. So I'm really grateful that you're here listening to us, that you're interested in the project. And right now we're gonna take a break of 15 minutes. And when we come back, if you have greeting questions that you want to share with us, we'll be very happy to answer them. So see you in 15 minutes. Yay. Gracias. Ay.
Gracias, Fernanda. Nos vemos en 15 minutos, entonces. Okay, so for those of us with the, can you hear me? Am I on mute? I don't, let me see my podcast.
We can hear you.
Oh yeah, good. Okay, so so they'll be back in 15 minutes and we'll do the same. So we will adjourn back at 6:55. Yeah, and then we will continue. So go stretch. I'm gonna put a stop to the recording.